It's been over 7 months since USF Juniors have been in action, and that's all the way back to the finale last year in Portland. But here we are, folks, at NOLA Motorsports Park, getting ready to start the 2025 season. Hello, everybody. My name is Rob Howden, the voice of this USF Pro Championships, and we have 22 fantastic drivers set to go here today for round number 1 of USF Juniors. Now, a driver they're going to be battling with for sure, Liam Luakino from Australia for J. Howard Driver Development. Very impressive opening couple of days. Liam, tell me first about your thoughts going into the first race of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bit nervous. As always, coming into a series that you've not raced in before, it's always going to be a bit daunting. Yeah, I'm keen. I'm excited. I'm all so impressed by the toe in these as well, how crucial that is. So that'll make racing a bit interesting. So yeah. That's
one of the things for you as well. You're coming out of Australian Formula Ford, so the first time you've got the wings on the car, you got some downforce. How are you adjusting to that?
Yeah, it's been a bit tricky. Aero wash, I didn't really have a problem with that in Australia, and then you get in these and you really have to back it off a bit. So, yeah, sort of adapting and getting used to it.
Full day of testing already, of course, in the books. Practice, qualifying, 2 races there, 2 qualifying sessions as well. In the second qualifying session, that'll be for tomorrow, race 2 and 3. You set a new track record. So you could smile about that. The pace is obviously there.
Yeah, look, it's taken a bit to adapt to it, but, we've sort of worked it out in that last session there. Stole the track record off Liam McNeely, who's doing very well in USF 2000. So, yeah, it's good. We're getting quick, so, yeah, keen for the racing.
We know what Formula Ford racing is all about. That's that wheel-to-wheel. You guys get interlock wheels. You guys trust each other. Yeah. This is something new for you as well. You don't know any of these kids out here. These first weekends, you're going to be figuring out who you can race with.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, back in Australia, it's all pretty friendly in the paddock. Here, it's very competitive. So, yeah, really a bit of an unknown. So we'll see how we go.
Any expectations for race 1?
Win.
Win. That's it. Liam's going to go for the victory here. J. Howard Driver Development has won here before, of course, with Liam McNeely last year in USF Juniors. Watch for this Australian to be up front. After this quick break, we'll come back. The full driver lineup for race number 1 of USF Juniors. This year's USF Juniors grid is unbelievably competitive. We have a bunch of rookies as expected, but we also have a lot of drivers coming back from 2024. And João Vergara here from VRD Racing is the top finishing driver from last year coming back. You're graduating for your second year. How does the mindset change from what you did last year as a rookie?
I mean, we're going for the championship now, right? Our main focus this year is win the championship, and for that we need to score points in every round. We need to be there every round. You don't need to win every race, but you need to be there every race. So that's the mindset going into this year is always be there and win the championship.
I ask young drivers like you all the time about that. How much do you change from year on year, right? And it's so much. You guys develop, you grow so much. How much different are you right now than you were last year at the start of the season?
I think way calmer, knowing what to expect, knowing how the racing is going to be, knowing my competitors as well. I'm way calmer, and I have a clearer mindset of the year.
So when you get up front, are you going for the win every time, or are you thinking championship at the back of your head? I know it's the start of the season, but can you think championship long-term already here at NOLA?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the most important thing. Always think long-term, think championship. If the win is there, if the win's possible, I'm going to go for it, I promise. But, you got to think of points. You got to take what you can get home.
8 sophomore drivers this year in USF Juniors, and that means 14 rookies part of the 22-car grid. And not surprising, the very first step of the USF Pro Championships, this is where you enter the program. Big rookies, a lot of very fast rookies, including Ty Fisher here right now. Ty, let's first just start with the fact you come out of a very solid karting career. You stepped things up last year in juniors. You've been running senior karting now. What's the mindset coming into your first year running cars here in USF Juniors?
The first year, the mindset is definitely focusing on learning, building my adaptability, and learning how to drive the cars, learning how the racing works, trying to just drive the car, see how they react, like when it's oversteering, understeering, learn how the setup changes when you do changes. So, yeah, that's my focus for this year.
Yeah, the learning curve always very steep for the drivers coming into USF Juniors for the first time, but you had a fantastic kind of off-season, really strong in testing, and a couple of wins in the Academy Winter Series. Has that changed the way you think about this year right now, or are you still focused on just learning all year long?
It changed my focus a little bit. I'm also going to try to go for a top 3 in the championship. I would be really happy with that, but I'm still just focused on learning, seeing how it races compared to the karts and everything like that.
Leonardo Scorpioni from Zanello Racing, the second of the 2 drivers from last year's top 10 returning here for 2025. Leonardo, let's just start with what you learned last year and how you're going to be able to apply it here this year.
I mean, last year was honestly a learning experience for me. It was so difficult. There's so many good drivers there. The level that it was last year, honestly, it was amazing learning experience for me, especially as a rookie. There's a lot of returning drivers last year that came, like Matt, who won the championship, and he was just a huge help. Learning a lot from them, racing with them, seeing what they can do, and I'm just gonna apply it like how Matt said last year. Honestly, just try to go out and win the championship.
So a lot of great off-season testing. You end up winning the Academy Winter Series Championship. That gives you momentum coming in. We start the season here at NOLA Motorsports Park. How's the mindset changed from last year to this year? What's the ultimate goal?
Honestly, this year is just to try to win the championship. I mean, honestly, it's still juniors. It's to learn still, but what I really want to do is win the championship. I mean, winning Winter Series was a huge motivation for me. Now coming into the season, it's for me, I just want to win the championship, nothing else.
The Skip Barber Racing School Formula Car Series has always sent drivers into the USF Pro Championships. Last year, of course, the champion Sebastian Weldon. This year, it's his brother Oliver who will be here. He won the Skip Barber Championship last year. Oliver, you won a lot of races in go-kart racing. I've had a chance to watch you do that. You won races last year in Skip Barber. What's the mindset coming in as a rookie here in USF Juniors?
Mainly just to stay focused and, see what all the other drivers are doing and, their driving style, and just mainly work with the team to hopefully get a podium or a win.
You were able to be here in the grid, or in the paddock rather, quite a bit last year watching your brother. Did you learn anything watching his adventures here in juniors?
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely watch a video with the team and watch data and just, learn all the stuff that he was doing, and I could apply that to now where I'm racing. So, yeah.
Do you have any goals? Is there an expectation of what you want to do this year? You know you got a long career ahead of you. You're going to keep moving forward. But is there that goal you need here for 2025?
Definitely win the championship.
That's it, win the championship. You got to win races to get that done for sure. But as I said before, folks, a great mix of both sophomore drivers coming back from last year and 14 new rookies here in 2025. Oliver Weldon and both Ty Fisher as well, ready to get at it, see if one of these drivers can come away as a freshman champion.
You can feel confident Continental is the smart choice in tires.
Can they handle extremes?
Yep. Tested from the Texas desert to near the Arctic Circle.
Really?
Really.
Anything for the guy who finds that one pothole?
Yeah. Road hazard coverage has your back.
For real?
Absolutely.
Were they made by a bajillion engineers?
Well, closer to 100. Continental. Welcome to the smart choice in tires.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, NOLA Motorsports Park. 9 races lined up over the 2 days here. Again, the opening rounds for the drivers in USF Juniors, rounds 3, 4, and 5 for those in USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000. Drivers now rolling out onto the pit lane to get things underway. 22 strong here in USF Juniors here to begin the 2025 season. 8 drivers coming in from last year, sophomore drivers with experience in the series. That means 14 fresh young rookies to battle it out. And in fact, the rookie drivers, very impressive. I think we've got 5 of them in the top 10, actually 6 rookie drivers in the top 10. So a lot of talent in the freshman class here for 2025. Let's have a look at the grid. 22 drivers, as I had said, set to go. One of the drivers we're going to keep a really close eye on here today in this particular race, Vilo Atola, the driver out of Finland for D-Force Racing in the number 14. Just light at the scales after qualifying in the top 5. So indeed, he'll be coming like a barnstormer from deep in the field. The 14 starting 22nd outside of row number 11. Inside of that row, Maddie Colleran out of Ohio for this weekend here, finding half a second, a full second. She has done a great job working herself closer to the front of the field. We'll go down to row number 10 on the outside, starting 20th. It's the number 16. That is Lincoln Day out of Wilson, Wyoming. Has been just moved to Florida. Lincoln Day for D-Force Racing in the 16, starting on the outside. Inside will be the number 5 of Harry Moss from London, England for J. Howard Driver Development, the rookie starting in 19th. Up into row number 9 on the outside, number 17 of Thomas Nordquist out of Omaha, Nebraska for D-Force Racing. Nordquist, the rookie in the 17, alongside Connor Aspley. The driver from Missouri for pole position. Motorsports, great to have pole position making their debut on the series. They've been working for the last year to get things dialed in to make this debut here in the program. Shout out to Yannick Rowland and the whole crew at pole position for their debut event here this weekend. Connor Aspley in the 27, the rookie starting in 17th. We'll go to row number 8 now. Starting on the outside, 16th will be Emma Scarborough. In fact, for the first time ever, we've got 2 young ladies on the same row, 3 in total in the series. We already talked about Maddie Colleran. It'll be Emma Scarborough and Kaylee Countryman on row number 8. Emma Scarborough for Inter MS. In the number 26 out of Georgia, she'll start 16th. Kaylee Countryman from Arizona for Exclusive Autosport in the number 90. Moving up to row number 7, Diego Guillo, one of the drivers from last year in that number 12 machine for Zanella Racing. Diego much quicker in qualifying too, so he'll be pushing his way forward from 14th on the grid outside of row 7. Alongside him in the number 9 out of Sarasota, Florida, that is J.T. Hoskins for J. Howard Driver Development. Hoskins in the number 9, starting in 13th. Up now to row number 6, Michael Succo and Hudson Potter, all Inter MS on row number 6. Succo out of Birmingham, Alabama in the 24, Potter in the 25 machine. Potter out of Lexington, Kentucky. Both those drivers in their second year in the series, and they have shown speed both here and in the Academy Winter Series action, so watch for them to be on the tack to try to work themselves into the top 10. In that top 10, row 5 on the outside, the driver of the number 4 machine from Switzerland, that is Karel Stout, the rookie for J. Howard Driver Development. Karel in the number 4, starting 10th. Alongside him from Israel for VRD Racing, the 77 of Matan Achatev, rookies on row number 5. Row number 4, moving forward, Brendan Cooley from Exclusive Autosport, the Illinois driver, the 92, made one start last year at Road America. A couple of top 10 qualifying efforts thus far for Brendan Cooley. He'll start on the outside of row number 4. Alongside him, second-year driver Patricio Gonzalez. He and his brother Rodrigo starting nose to tail. Patricio in 7th, Rodrigo in 5th. We'll get up to that row, but the D-Force Racing driver in the number 15 out of Mexico starting 7th. Row number 3 on the outside, keep an eye out for Ty Fisher, the driver out of British Columbia, Canada, in the number 37. He is going to start the Zanella Racing Machine 6th alongside Rodrigo Gonzalez. Fisher with great speed. Watch for him to fight forward as well. Row 2, João Vergara in the number 10, the Brazilian, living now Florida, for VRD Racing, starting in the 4th spot. Definitely a championship contender. And Liam Loiacono, very impressive, the driver out of Australia. He's going to start 3rd here today, but he's at a new track record in qualifying too. And will be on the pole position for race number 2 tomorrow. That J. Howard driver development pilot in the number 6, starting 3rd. 22 drivers in the field, 2 on the front row, off pole. Leonardo Scorpioni, he finished 9th last year in the series, won the Academy Winter Series earlier this year. Definitely a championship contender for Zanella Racing, just in the number 55. And the driver on the pole position, Oliver Weldon, the rookie for VRD Racing in the number 98, following in the footsteps of his brother Sebastian, who qualified on the pole for race 1 last year. Went on to the victory as well to start the season off with a win. If Oliver Weldon wins here this weekend, he will become the youngest ever winner in USF Juniors competition. Joining me in the booth today, always excited to have Joey Brienza from Exclusive Autosport with me. Joey, great to have you here. A lot of insight coming from you for sure. First and foremost, you've raced USF Juniors. Last year you were on the pole for USF 2000. Think about what it's like for Oliver Weldon right now, rookie driver on the pole. What's he thinking about coming into a green flag situation?
Yeah, thank you for having me, first off. Yeah, I mean, when you're starting on pole, it's very nice. You got nobody in front of you. You get to dictate the pace and how everything rolls to the start zone. So just got to be laser focused, make sure his tires are up to temp, his brakes are, in the operating window. And as soon as you get into the start zone, you don't want to be predictable. You don't want to go as soon as it starts or all the way at the end. So just got to make a good start. Can't, they've been enforcing it well this year. You can't do the gas brake, which has happened in the past, and it makes it difficult for other drivers, but it causes some chaos towards the back.
Yeah, what about this? What are you looking at when you're down? Are you in your mirrors? Are you looking at the apex? Obviously, you're thinking about guys dive bombing you unless you don't get a great start. What are you thinking about where you're looking going into the braking zone of 1?
I'm looking at the braking markers.
Okay.
Yeah, last year.
You're braking deep anyways.
Yeah. Last year I got a really good start, and I think it was clear up to turn 1, so it was pretty routine going into turn 1. But yeah, You check your mirrors, obviously. You know, if you do the start pretty well, you shouldn't have much competition into turn 1, and then you're just trying to nail your braking, nail the apex, and drive forward.
All right, we're going to rely on Joey Brienza if anything happens on the track with some expert analysis. A veteran of the USF Pro Championships. He's, of course, USF Pro 2000. For the first time in 2025, 22 USF juniors ready to start the campaign that will lead them all the way down to Portland in August to see who comes away with the championship and the scholarship to USF 2000. Field is set. Green flag flying. Green, 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 and we're underway. Great jump for Weldon. He stays at the bottom of the racetrack, and right behind him early was a Scorpione, but he tucks around the outside. You can run the outside here. A Scorpione needs to get a good run. He'll be side by side coming out of turn number 1 into turn number 2. Watch this battle as they try to get themselves up into 3. It looks to be like a Scorpione with the inside line coming into turn number 3, the left-hander. And a Scorpione is going to come out with the lead. No one close enough to tuck to the inside of Weldon, but you get a move like this done, he'll have to cover off the bottom of 4. He does. Otherwise, you run the risk of that driver over-undering you coming through to the corner. So the opening lap underway, and a Scorpione in the Zanella Racing Machine has gone P1. Look at this battle for P5, though. Thinking about the inside, not quite. An aggressive early run there for Weldon as he thought about trying the inside at turn number 5, 6, and 7. That's a tough part of this racetrack for sure. But those brilliant white, black, and yellow machines of Zanella and VRD for Weldon, side by side. But look at this. Weldon's got a challenge already coming through the S's. Who's hanging on the outside there? What a hardcore run around the outside for João Vergara. The VRD driver, the number 10. Do we potentially have an issue for Weldon? No, but he's going to get under the attack as well. Right behind him is one of the D-Force drivers putting on a battle as well. That, I think, is Atola in the number 14. Is he the driver in there battling, or is that maybe the 18 who has moved up? Rodrigo Gonzalez will give you a full field rundown as they come across the line. But the bottom line is the driver out to the early lead right now is Zanella Racing's Leonardo Scorpione, and he has got a big gap, and indeed a great start for Rodrigo Gonzalez. A Scorpione your leader, Vergara second, Weldon third, Gonzalez, the brothers Rodrigo and Patricio fourth and fifth. Sixth is Brendan Cooley. Great start for Cooley, 8th up to 6th. Hudson Potter 7th, Ty Fisher 8th, Liam Loiacono in the 9th spot, and Matan Achatov in 10th. Opening lap in the books, and the driver's doing a good job here so far. Opening circuits, as we know, drivers will kind of spread out a little bit. You'll see some battling happen further back outside the top 10. But Joey Brienza, you saw that. You were on the edge of your seat. Overall, for juniors, a really good start to the opening lap.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. Everybody got through there clean, good, tight, hard battles, but nobody was really going off. You didn't see any yellows, and that's the point of the series. You want to learn through it, and you learn by having green flag racing.
Yeah.
So all 22 drivers did a really good job.
And Joey, getting all the laps in, right? If you're a driver outside the top 10, think about getting the laps in. You don't need to be battling and wrecking for 17th or 15th, whatever it may be. It's all about trying to get those laps in.
Exactly. Yeah, the only way you learn is through green flag racing, and if you're following everybody around under the pace car, you're not going to learn much.
Man, there's some big battling further back as well. What a fight here for Connor Asplay's in there, Kaylee Countryman. Remember, Vilo Atola, who started at the tail of the field after that issue, has worked his way up a couple of spots already. This is a good fight right now here. This is Ty Fisher and Hudson Potter scrapping it out. That, I believe, is for 7th position. Look at this lineup coming out of turn number 13. That is a big battle further back. I'm loving this one here right now. Potter's going to go full defensive. Check that out, folks. Ty Fisher going to throw it down the inside, and I believe he's going to have potentially Loiacono coming with him. Not quite enough. Fisher does get by. Oh, Potter gets hung out to dry on the outside, and both of those Jay Howard drivers come through. Carol Stout and Liam Loiacono through as well. And indeed, great battle here to get things underway. Loiacono, as we said, great qualifying run. New track record in qualifying 2 to set the grid for race number 2 tomorrow morning. But Ty Fisher now fighting his spot here for P7. Otherwise, the drivers out front have pulled away a 1.1 second lead for a Scorpione. But look at these guys still trying to go wheel to wheel through turn number 5. Joey, you didn't run here in USF Juniors. We didn't run NOLA, but you ran last year in USF 2000. What is it like going through 5, 6, and 7? Are you full pin? I would expect you're full throttle likely in junior through 5 and 6.
Yeah, I think to be quick, that's how you got to run it.
Yeah. How tough is that to do that, though, when you're young? Like, again, I know you know guys that you have guys at your team like a Jack Jeffers and an Evan Cooley who ran in the last year, so they can talk to their teammates and tell them what they need to do. I can just imagine being in the debrief room where drivers like, I can't take that corner flat, and the guy that was there last year is like, you better be able to take it flat.
Yeah, I mean it's crucial because it leads down into one of the best passing zones on the track and into a long straight. So yeah, even if you're back to power early and you're lifting, you're still not carrying that minimum speed, which is really important in these cars. And, you know, these kids are so young, too. I mean, I raced juniors when I was 18.
Yeah.
I finished the season, the junior season, going into my freshman year of college. Like, I moved into my dorm and then went to COTA to finish the race. And now these kids are like 14 years old. I feel so old.
I know, right? Listen. We talked about what it's like in junior. You got a race coming this afternoon. How do you guys approach 5, 6, and 7 with the extra downforce? Are you flat out there as well? I haven't asked you guys yet. Or are you having to pedal a little bit coming through those corners?
You got to pedal a little bit. Okay. When the car, on new tires, when the track's good, it's flat through 5. But you have to pedal the car. And, you know, you're going to be, if you're not leading the race, you're going to have to be dealing with aero wash, which is something these guys don't have as bad as you do in pro because you have the extra element on the rear wing and the front wing.
Indeed, yep.
So, yeah, for us, it's you got to pedal it and you got to figure out how to get clean air on your wing so that you can still carry that speed and get a run down the front straight and not just sit like a duck in the air wash.
Let's see how this is playing out here. We are early. Remember, folks, a 12-lap race. We do have a longer window to get the job done. But right now, Leonardo Scorpioni leading the way. But you can see João Vergara for VRD, fastest driver on the racetrack last time by what was almost 1.2 seconds is now just over a second. And we'll check it again when they come across start finish. It looks to me like both Vergara and Weldon slowly starting to reel in. Scorpioni was able to get out to the early jump. And indeed, Vergara is going to have that draft coming across the line. He did a 1:39.3 last time by. It was 1.087. Now just 0.6 of a second. Vergara has 8 and 4/10 of a second here on a Scorpioni. The 3 drivers up front in a great little battle. The Gonzalez brothers, Rodrigo and Patricio, 4th and 5th. Brendan Cooley up on the wheel. He's got himself up into the 6th spot as he's able to get through. He is 6th. Ty Fisher 7th. Loiacono in 8th. Stout and Guio rounding out your top 10. Good racing throughout this field, and that's what we're hoping for the juniors. You can't reiterate these young drivers enough. We talked about it in the drivers' meeting we had just before the race here. We continually kind of pedal it and pound it in their heads that you're here to gain experience. I understand you want to win. I understand you want to be on the podium, but if you're outside the top 10, finish these races. Get these laps that you need. You're going to be in battles back there for sure. You're going to play with a bit of aero wash, not near as much as pro, but you're in that battle. So indeed, just get the lap times you need. You don't need to throw it away. You don't need to wreck a car driving for 15th. It's all about trying to find that extra pace, logging that experience. So when you come back again in juniors the following season, you're in the middle of the fight. We see a lot of that. Here's a Scorpioni, right? The 2 drivers, P1 and P2, finished 8th and 9th, or 9th and 8th, rather, respectively. The drivers leading now were just inside the top 10 in 2024. So indeed, this is the next level. You come back, you're so much more mature than you were. You have the experience, and now it's a Scorpioni, Vergara, and Weldon, the rookie, right there with them. They have a significant gap back, 3 seconds to both Rodrigo and Patricio Gonzalez, but Brendan Cooley up on the wheel as well. He's trying to close up and see if he can't get up there to the Gonzalez brothers. He's in front of the battle with Fisher, Loiacono, Stout, and Guio. Joey, this is good stuff up front right now. Early into this one here, right? We got 5 laps down, 7 laps to go, and I think we're setting up a pretty good battle. You know João Vergara really well. He ran with you guys at Exclusive Autosport last year. He is ready to try to go for a championship here in 2025.
Yeah, 100%. Joe's a good guy, one of my friends, really nice kid. And yeah, last year was a lot of learning, as it is anybody as a rookie in the series. I mean, I've got a lot of seat time, and I'm still learning quite a bit in pro. So every time you step up into a different category than what you're used to, you're going to be learning a lot. And yeah, I mean, good on Joao. He's clearly done a good job over the off season. You know, going back, looking at what he can improve on from last year, and it shows well. I mean, he's fighting for the win right now, and yeah, happy for him.
Again, we're talking about this battle that is going to continue to roll on here to find out who comes away with it. Scorpione, Vergara, and Weldon. There you have it right there. How about three drivers essentially nose to tail? Vergara needing to make that pass stick at the right time. That's the key thing right now. You can see that a Scorpione running the inside line already. You've got to watch yourself. You don't want to throw it away. Vergara to the inside in turn number 10. And side by side, he's going to get the job done. A Scorpione trying to go to the outside as well. Vergara, new leader. Book it. Vergara through. João Vergara takes the lead after hounding a Scorpione. And now it's Weldon's turn. Does he have anything for Leo here as they come out of turn number 13? New leader, João Vergara, out front for VRD. Three very impressive young drivers right now. The two VRD drivers battling it out with the Scorpione. And here comes Weldon. He'll go to the inside of the racetrack to break that spot down into turn number 1. Great shot from the drone. You can see the inside line. And a Scorpione's going to give it up. Didn't try to run the outside this time. Vergara stretching away a little bit. He's got like a 4 or 5 car length lead with a side-by-side run from Weldon and Scorpione up the line. Further back, Ty Fisher's been able to get by first Cooley and then by Patricio Gonzalez as well. So Fisher, I believe, now up into the 5th spot behind Rodrigo Gonzalez. Patricio now running 6th. Liam Loiacano in 7th. Carell Stout, Brendan Cooley, Michael Succo, your top 10. Drivers moving forward as well. We talked about the fact that Emma Scarborough, Kaylee Countryman, and Maddie Collar, and the three young ladies trying to move themselves forward as well. We'll watch how they've moved forward. Scarborough started 16th. She's only got up one spot right now. Vilo Atola, the Finnish driver who got DQ'd in qualifying for being underweight, started 22nd. He's already up into the 17th spot, and he's pushing very hard. Here comes a battle potentially up front. Look at Weldon. Now, hounding his teammate. Vergara is the leader. Weldon runs in second. You wonder whether or not Dan Mitchell's on the radio yet saying, guys, play nice. I'd love to see a 1-2 here. I won't say the team owner, but I remember him telling me one time when his two guys were out front at Road America, and he came on the radio and he says, I don't care what happens here, guys, but it's our team 1-2. Make sure you're bringing home first and second. We have a big gap. I know you guys both want to run for the race win, but we want to be P1 and P2 in this one here, so don't throw it away. And Joey, let's talk about that. That's a little bit about team running. Yeah, if you and your teammate are battling for position, yeah, you want that spot, but the last thing you want to do is have team-on-team crime.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's tough, though, isn't it?
That's never happened to me, really. That I can remember where I crashed my teammate in cars. Yeah, I like Michael. I don't want to do that to Michael.
Get Michael Duncap.
Oh, my God.
Josh Cooley, the owners of Exclusive Autosport. I think they'd have Joey up in the principal's office at the end of the race if that happened with you guys.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, it's that mutual respect between teammates that you guys both work so hard all through the off season to get to this point, and at the end of the day, it's a difference between 5 points from first to second. So yeah, you gotta prioritize the team at that point, and if they're defending hard, you gotta give them that room and give them that respect. But it makes no sense to send a stupid move on your teammate and cause the team trouble as well.
Well, Joey, it's another thing too. It's not just a driver's championship, right? It's a team championship. You're trying to win for your squad. We've seen so many teams that have been able to come away with that team championship. And it's such a point of pride for the team owners that the body of work that the entire team didn't just give you a driver's championship, which is, of course, the primary goal, but that team championship is so highly considered with everybody within the paddock. This is a battle pretty good still here. You can see Leonardo Scorpione has not gone anywhere yet. Still the three drivers as they'll come across to put lap number 8 in the books. We'll have 4 laps remaining. Big run down now into turn number 1 once again. You wonder whether or not or where Weldon will make the move. He's been very close coming out of 9 down into turn number 10. Thought about going to the inside, but not quite there. I'll tell you, for Vergara, he would love to have a Scorpione up there putting a ton of pressure on Weldon. That would give him a little relief. Anytime the driver behind you has to deal with someone else, they're not going to be able to put 100% focus on you and trying to get by. So a Scorpione could be the best friend right now for João Vergara up front as he's trying to grab his first victory. Had a couple of top 10s last year, did not get top 5s or podiums last year in USF Juniors. This would be a huge victory for João and his confidence for sure, starting the season off with a big race win. 8 laps down, 4 to go. We had a driver spinning, but he's been able to continue on. That is good. We're going to keep it green. Vergara, Weldon, Scorpione. Then you got to go 3.8 seconds back to Rodrigo Gonzalez, but 0.4 quicker was Ty Fisher. Ty on the wheel right now to try to get up to grab P4. Liam Loiakona, who started in third, fell back to almost 10th and scrapped his way back up to 6th. So Liam, tremendous run for the Aussie. Patricio Gonzalez in 7th. Carol Stout in 8th. Diego Guillo in 9th. And Brendan Cooley now holding on to the 10th spot. But he's got Michael Succo on him as well, starting to close back up. So there's a lot of good fighting on the racetrack now as everybody's looking for that first top 10 finish of the year. And Joey, let's talk about expectations, right? That's one of the things. If you're a young driver, if you're a rookie, I was talking to Brendan Cooley, and I asked him, what do you want to see? He said, I want to get a bunch of consistent top 10s. I feel if I come out of here with 3 top 10s, I'm going to be happy going to Barber. The young drivers think the same way, but you know, top 10s, especially when you're a rookie, you bank a bunch of top 10s. Mid-season, you're going to find yourself still on the hunt.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's about confidence and building your confidence and getting a podium first race and then crashing the second, then getting a 7th and then a 15th. If you're all over the board, your confidence is going to waver. But if you stack results and keep making little improvements, I'm proud of Brendan. I'm proud that's, he's worked hard in the offseason. Both him and Kaylee have done a great job working with the team and getting better. And, they're both rookies in the series. I mean, Brendan makes me feel so old. Both of them make me feel so old.
You guys all make me feel old. But how old are you right now?
20.
You can't use the word old. You're not allowed. You're not allowed. I know that you're 6 years older than these guys, or 5 years older, but you cannot use the word old, buddy. I'm sorry. I watched you in cadet karting. We can't talk about that anymore.
Man, yeah.
Remember that? The old cadet days?
That still makes me feel old, though.
Well, you can
so
feel
long ago.
That was a while ago. Joao Vergara, folks, up front, and we are watching this battle. He's got a little bit of a gap now. He needs that here to get ahead of Weldon. Let's see if he's able to pull it through. He did a pretty good lap there of 1:39.381, was about a half a tenth faster than Oliver Weldon on that one. Joao Vergara looking for that first win as VRD runs 1-2. Scorpione falling back a little bit. We may have a Zanella 3-4 because Ty Fisher is not done yet. He just pulled 0.7 of a second out on Gonzalez as a half a second back. That's a big battle we're going to see here pretty soon is Ty Fisher. You see it coming through. This is the first, second, and third. That next group coming through, Fisher within maybe 3 car lengths. You're going to pick them up at the very bottom of the screen there. Yeah, indeed. Gonzalez already thinking defensive. He moved a little bit to the inside of the racetrack. Rodrigo Gonzalez looking for his best finish of his young USF Pro Championships career. Got a bunch of top 5s, or top 10s rather, last year. Diego Guillo keeps moving forward. What a great drive here for Diego. He is up into the 7th spot. Where did he start? 14th plus 7 for Guillo. He'll be happy with that as Zanella now with all 3 drivers in the top 7. Here's that battle right there. This is the fight here. We'll see them coming out of turn number 4 over to 5. That is Fisher and Gonzalez. Fisher thinking to the inside of turn 5. Is he there? No. But he showed a nose, and that's what you have to do. You got to keep putting the pressure on. Joey, that's what you do, right? It's hard to get by, but as long as the pressure is still there, you can potentially force a mistake.
Yeah, and especially for a guy like Ty Fisher as well, you know that you're catching him. You know that you're quicker. It's about making a calculated.
Yeah, they got it done. He gets it done with a run out of turn number 7, tucked to the inside. That was a solid move, Joey.
That was a great move. Yeah, he set him up. He didn't do anything crazy. He knew that he had the pace advantage, and that was a really smart move by a young guy.
And you and I talked walking over here about aero wash, but you said, hey, if I'm just far enough back, I can get that run through 6 and 7 and get a big run down to turn number 8. That's exactly what you talked about. He was far enough away from the draft that he got a really good run and was able to tuck to the inside.
Yeah, it was really calculated, good move. Didn't really risk anything, and got the job done.
White flag flying, and this is it. One more lap for Joao Vergara with a Floridian with Brazilian descent find himself as a victor for the first time here in USF Pro Championships competition. I guarantee you that his uncle, Oz Negri, will be watching the broadcast here and excited to see if it can come together. Vergara, Weldon, and a Scorpione 1-2-3. Look at that, folks. They are less than a second and a half apart now. A Scorpione wondering whether or not they'll have a battle that he's able to maybe take advantage of. Vergara, who started the race in 4th, quickly to the lead, and he has got a comfortable little advantage coming out of turn number 5, call it 6, maybe 7 car lengths. And again, they're just outside that aero wash window And indeed, here comes Vergara in that number 10. They would love to put a sponsor on the side of that race car. Starting the season off with a big race win would be huge for Vergara. So close to some big races last year. A lot of bad luck for the young Floridian throughout the 2024 season, but he has got away from it so far. Just a couple of corners left to go. Vergara, Weldon and Scorpione. Weldon not close enough to send it down into turn number 10. He gets to within a length and a half. Vergara's just got to hit the marks. Weldon right there still. This is it. Looking to cap off the opening race for USF Juniors in a triple header. 3 races today for all of the programs. We're back at it for race 2 and 3 tomorrow. Out of the final corner. And ladies and gentlemen, he was 8th last year in the championship. Call him a race winner in USF Juniors. João Vergara for VRD. Victorious here in race number 1. Vergara the winner by almost a half a second over Oliver Weldon. Leonardo Scorpione ends up in 3rd. Ty Fisher up into 4th spot. Great run for Ty. 5th goes to Rodrigo Gonzalez, his best career finish in junior competition. Liam Loiacono ends up in 6th. Diego Guillo up to 7th. Terrell Stout 8th. Michael Succo at 9th. And JT Hoskins started 13th. He works himself up into the top 10. Brendan Cooley just on the outside looking in 11th. Take that one for sure. Hudson Potter 12th. Emma Scarborough 13th. Matan Achatev in 14th. From dead last, Vito Atola, the Finnish driver, the D-Force number 14 plus 7. He gets himself up into 15th position. 16th, Kaylee Countryman. 17th, Harry Moss, Patricio Gonzalez, Thomas Nordqvist, Lincoln Day, Maddie Colleran, and Connor Aspley round out the 22 drivers. Hey, green to checker. I look back at your first ever USF Juniors race, Joey. That was at Sebring. You were the race winner of the first race of the season. It went green to checker. So did the next number of races as well. Do you remember back to that first USF Juniors race? Come a long way.
Yeah, it came a long way. Wow, it's wild to think about. Yeah, these green to checker races for juniors are great. It's great for experience, and it really helps do what the series intends it to do, which is learn green flag racing, battling, defending, passing, charging through the field. And yeah, you do it with green to checkered races. They did that today, so yeah, a win for the whole field.
So we got our drivers coming in here momentarily. I'll stay up here while we get that driver to first come in. We'll get that driver out of the car first, then I'll head down to Victory Lane and get a chance to talk to these drivers, because as we know, they will work their way on the cool down lap here. A big run, big win for João Vergara. VRD first and second to start off the season. Zanello 3rd and 4th. D-Force racing up there as well. 4 different teams in the top 6. VRD, Zanella, D-Force, and Jay Howard Driver Development all in the top 6. And we'll wait here for our drivers to come on in and have a look at João Vergara getting out of that race car. We're going to make sure they get the helmet off. That's a new thing we're going to do this year. We did it in years past, but we're going to focus on trying to get the helmets off the drivers before they get out of their car. So when you see them get out of the car, when we got those images for social media and the crowd in the big screen events when we're with IndyCar, I want to make sure that they see the emotion from these young drivers. Vergara, big victory. We saw that Scorpione led early, but man, Vergara was able to get by, and a fantastic run for him. Weldon does take the fast lap of the race, 138.896, so not that bad in terms of overall points for Weldon, as he'll get 25 for second plus the 2 bonus points. Vergara getting, I believe, the most laps led. 7-5 for Scorpione. So indeed, another bonus point for Vergara, coming away with 31 points. But we'll bring him in here to Victory Lane, and here, let's have a look at this thing right now. This is good stuff. Vergara is going to get unbuckled. We'll get the helmet off of him, give him a chance to get on top of that car, and then, of course, we'll head down to Victory Lane and get a chance to talk to all 3 of the drivers, Vergara, Weldon, and Scorpione. 4 drivers, 4 rookies in the top 10, 6 sophomores, Weldon, Fisher, Loiacono, and Stout, the 4 rookies who are in the top 10. Vergara, Scorpione, Gonzalez, Guillo, Succo, and Hoskins, the veterans, themselves into the initial top 10 to start the season. You see the celebrations further back with Oliver Weldon as well. Leonardo Scorpione on the podium. His first podium coming last year at VIR. There's going to be lots of those for Scorpione here. Remember, folks, we are getting back at it once again this afternoon. We have USF 2000 likely getting started at about 2:15. And look at that. There's the excitement of the first victory. Team rolling in. There's Dad coming in. Remember those first wins, Joey? That very first win at Sebring, you were a pretty happy guy.
Oh, man, yeah. Unfortunately, my family wasn't there, but I think, if I remember right, I think I got on FaceTime with them right away.
You did, right afterwards you were on FaceTime, 100%. There's João Vergara and Dan Mitchell, team owner, Jacob Loomis there as well. Joey, thank you so much, bud. I appreciate you being up here with us. I'm going to head down to Victory Lane. Best of luck here today, bud.
Yeah, thank you, Rob. Thank you for having me.
Joey Brianza, folks, for Exclusive Autosport. He's got work to do here this weekend, but watch for him to be attacking in a big way in USF Pro 2000. I'll take a quick step away from the mic. We'll stay on the camera down at Victory Lane. We'll head down. Time for Victory Lane celebrations for USF Juniors.
Track got greasy towards the end, yeah. It is. But I saved tires for it. Yeah. Like Jacob went on the radio, so like I need more, but I was just saving tires. At the end, I started pushing back a bit. Like that all he was really quick in the middle, like middle beginning. He was rapid. Yeah. At the end, he started falling. I think he pushed a little bit. Yeah. I think like he made a few mistakes at the end. I think. He pushed so much at the start. Yeah, mate. Overshot. You guys caught him so quick.
The mic is on the table. Open season. I think he's down this far.
Come on, guys, right over here.
No, he hasn't. He's kind of. I think he's. I don't see it. I don't see. He didn't get it. He only got one. Just one mic? No, it's two. He's got it. He's got it now.
Well, folks, let's get things underway right now down here in Victory Lane. All three of the drivers set to go here for USF Juniors. Let's start with the driver coming home in third place today for Zanella Racing, Leonardo Scarpioni. P3 for Leo. He'll be battling it out in a big way in race number 2 and 3. We're going to see these drivers a lot, I think, here on Victory Lane. Finishing in second spot to start the VRD Racing 1-2, Oliver Weldon. Finishing second in his debut event here in USF Juniors. We'll have a chance to chat with our race winner because he fought it out hardcore last year. Finally getting that first race win that he's been looking for VRD, João Vergara, P1 today. Let's bring you down for the interview first, João. We want to do these. This is going to be something you're going to have to work on. Obviously, you're going to get you on Victory Lane more than once this year. Just first and foremost, tell me how you feel finally getting that win.
I mean, it just feels amazing. It's the best way to start off the year, right? For me, with the win, and for the team with the 1-2. At the start of the week, I don't think a lot of people expected this. I mean, we were a bit off pace, but we worked hard. As always, we always work hard, and we found our way up to the top. And the race was just being smart throughout the race, man.
Yeah, there was never a chance for you to take a breath there, to rest, because they were on top of you. Oliver was putting pressure on all race long.
Yeah, it was a pretty tight race. I mean, once we got by Leo, I think me and Oliver worked pretty well together, not fighting a lot, so we could get the gap a little bit. But at the end, I was glad I saved tires, right? It paid off. I was able to push a little bit more, I think, than them, and get a little bit of a breathing space right at the end there.
Who do you want to thank today?
I mean, first and foremost, everyone at VRD Racing. What an amazing team. I mean, they've worked so hard on the off-season during this week to get me up here. Also, my parents. Without them, this wouldn't be possible, right? For just giving me this opportunity. And my sponsors, Cross Networking and Care Code. Thank you so much to and to everyone who was part of the team and supported my journey.
Grab this trophy, get up on top of the podium. It's a long time coming for João Vergara to get that first race win, and he did it in style. Tremendous drive, excellent work for João and taking his rightful spot on top of the podium here. And like I said, we're going to see all three of these drivers on the podium, I think, a lot throughout the season, and I wouldn't be surprised to see every one of them notching wins before this year's all said and done. Leonardo Scorpioni and Oliver Weldon, very impressive there. And again, we expect more battling throughout the weekend. João Vergara, though, out of the gate with his first win to start the 2025 season. VRD Racing 1-2. As I said before, 4 different teams in the top 6 as well. As we know, of course, VRD 1-2, but Zanella with a couple of in the top 6 there is Ty Fisher working his way up. Good runs as well for the remainder of the field to get themselves up into lead positions. We're done here. We got to wait for the champagne to come in, guys. Stay out there, will you, please? Leave your trophies down. We'll bring the champagne in for the champagne celebration to cap off the opening round of what will be 9 races on the weekend. We'll let the team push the car back so it doesn't get covered. These guys have to wear their race suits again, so I don't think they're going to go after each other. But the champagne is open. We're ready to wrap things up again. What a great way to start the season for the drivers here in USF Juniors. Guys, grab that champagne, grip it and rip it. Let's have a little bit of a celebration here. Nicely done. João Vergara, ladies and gentlemen, getting his first ever victory in USF Juniors. And a great run for Oliver Weldon and Leonardo Scorpioni. Vergara winning race number 1. More racing to come here throughout the day. As we know, folks, 2 more still to go. It'll be a 1 full broadcast for USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000. Stay tuned. We'll be back for that one. But thanks for tuning in, folks. We do appreciate it. On behalf of Anderson Promotions, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.